try to top Kim Ye's latest gift, and what morbid celeb item is up for sale. Plus, the host of If These Ovaries Could Talk, Robin Hopkins and Jaimie Kelton are here. Chelsea White.
It's so sweet and it's such a lovely treat. Your favorite show to watch at night. You are watching What a Delight with Chelsea White.
Guys, welcome to What a Delight with Chelsea White. I'm a little bit like on day 5 of a cold. I'm at the back end where just everything is now just pouring out. Do you know what I mean? But I have so I'm sorry if my voice gets, I don't know, who's like a really sexy like female celebrity who like has, yes. Sorry if my voice, not sorry if my voice gets a little Demi Moore, but I have my cat tissues that my mom, God damn it, Joe!
Sorry.
I'm giving my monologue and she pressed the show open. I have my cat tissues that my mom gave to me. Actually, I haven't introduced Nora yet. We'll get to that in a minute, but here's my cat tissues that my mom gave me. Thanks, Deb. Joe, camera 2. Joe, it's only been 3 weeks since you've been here. Are you having a stroke? And then I have my, so I have that. Is this distracting to anybody? And then I have my Clorox and my Purell. So if I get to these items at any point, don't be alarmed. You guys, give it up for the only DJ who may or may not be a figment of my imagination in late night, DJ Duck Hunt Demon.
Oh, hell
yeah! Oh, wow! Hey! Look at you! Look at you!
I need to ask you a
What
very
a vision!
important question. Now,
Yes.
you're a vision. You're a vision
Oh, stop.
of illness. Now, does that mean that if I'm in your mind,
You're also sick.
I'm also sick? Because I feel great.
Maybe it takes on a thing of like, if I'm like illness sick, maybe you're like sick. Like maybe you get like a
Oh, yeah. I get it.
Sick.
Sick.
Yeah.
I'll just keep taking the stuff you call medicine. This will work nicely.
This is the first time that on this show and in my life that I'm not drinking. I'm drinking water.
What?
I know!
Something was different.
That's why you feel weird.
Well, it's a pleasure to be back stuck in your skull.
Oh, God. It's a pleasure to see you as always, DJ Duck and Demon. Joe's here. Fuck your shit up! Joe!
Hey!
You are incredible. I'm sorry. I hope I don't get you sick. Are you feeling well so far?
Oh, I feel fine.
Okay. She said that a little. She's like illness-wise, I'm fine. Emotionally, mentally, I have been doing the show with you for 3 months now. And on camera too, she went through the background check, the whole thing. There was 3 people I bumped tonight to make sure that this woman was the camera 2 operator. Nora Klein! Show yourself! Great shot! Nora! Delightful! Look at you! You got the backlight? Oh my God! Is this your new headshot? Okay, so speak up because you're not mic'd tonight because we had 2 guests, so I'm sorry. The microphone shafted you. What's going on with you? What's going on in your life? What do you want to plug? You just had a bowling wedding.
I had a bowling wedding.
Yes.
I don't work there, nor is it my bar, but the LIC gutter.
There you go.
Yes.
If the LIC Gutter wants to sponsor What a Delight, we're here. I've been once. Wait, isn't there a gutter also in Brooklyn? I've been to that one. Are they the same? Okay, so I have been to your establishment. All right, well, there you go. Have you been to the gutter? The bar? I know, I see already.
I mean,
DJ
you
Duck
know
Hunt
the
Demon.
answer to that question, so better than most.
All right, Robin and Jaimie here. This is exciting. What do you guys think of this dog and pony show so far?
It's great.
Are you feeling excited?
Awesome.
Don't be shy if you want to sit down. If you want to stand, it's all about your comfort level as a guest. It's about your comfort level as a guest.
We're feeling good.
You want us to sit down?
No, not at all. I just want you to be comfortable.
But if
I'm
you do go sit down, we should film you go sitting down to maximize the not awkwardness
Yeah.
of the entire situation.
Yeah, exactly.
We should do
Yeah,
that. We should
that's
totally.
fine.
You wanna sit?
And also, wait, show the chairs. Has anyone at home ever realized like how the disparage in height of these chairs? One is like 2 feet taller than the other. Give it up for audience members Chelsea and George.
Yes!
Yeah, they're Chelsea. Does anyone care? Oh my God, there's some people watching. Hi, you guys. All right, so I'm like always amazed when this show works week to week. Who knew? My Demi voice is coming in a little stronger, and you know what that means? It's time for this week's Delight Highlights.
Yes.
Okay. didn't even mean to say it that way. It's just what my voice sounds like now. We should go do karaoke after this. Black velvet, you know? It's like,
let's go.
yeah, let's go. Oh, I screamed at everybody. Okay. Guys, this week's Delight Highlights. This is everything I found delightful this week in a world that is literally crumbling before our eyes. Everything's terrible. We reject that. We reject that, which I realize is helpful.
Soft
if you
laughter
ignore it,
throughout the room.
and then you just, I know, it's hard. I can't tell if What a Delight has more of a place than ever in the world, or if it's the most inappropriate show
I would
of all
argue
time.
yes to both of those
I
points.
respect that. Okay, you guys, my voice is going to be gone by this. I'm going to speak like this. So, you guys, the Oscar nominations came out a couple days ago, and Issa Rae was announced them. And let's listen to her announcing the Best Director category. Let's check out what happened.
And Parasite, Bong Joon-ho.
Nice.
I did it.
You did it.
Thank you so much.
You did it.
Congratulations to those men. And finally,
Congratulations to those men. Do you think, I feel like there's some debate of if she meant it to be shade. She like clearly meant it to be shade, right?
Yeah, she did. That was shade.
You
She was
obviously
throwing
meant,
shade.
yeah,
She was
for sure.
throwing shade, yes.
Do you guys feel like congratulations to these men is the new sorry to this man? I wish I should have queued that up. We should have sorry to this man as
We
one
should.
of our.
We'll work on it.
But we do have some other things.
I mean, the next best scenario.
Yeah, that works in any scenario. Also,
Oh, well, this doesn't quite make sense, but it's my favorite.
I'm an American citizen.
Yes.
that's Reese Witherspoon getting arrested for DUI. Always topical. So Issa Rae's my hero. Also, fuck the Oscars because they didn't nominate Awkwafina. I mean, I could go on forever, but Awkwafina is
It's
the
a
one that
little
really
bit
hurt for me.
ridiculous.
It's a lot ridiculous.
Yes.
DJ Duck Hunt Demon, you
Oh,
seem.
wait, hold on. Are you telling me that the Academy Awards might just be an extended advertising campaign for the people already embedded in the actual film industry?
What?
I am shocked and bewildered.
I wish we had a sound effect for that. All right, you guys, moving on. Megxit is afoot. Meghan and
Yes.
Harry are running away.
You know what? I think this deserves. I'm sorry, Chelsea. This just deserves it. Really, I'm very happy about.
Are you
this.
happy?
Yes, very much. So.
My take on this was just going to be, I don't give a shit, let's move on. But I'm glad that you... I mean, I just in general don't really care about the royal family, but I am, I guess by virtue of that, it is kind of then, maybe I should care that Harry and Meghan are leaving because they're kind of giving...
But this
the
is
family
literally
finger.
the royal family not giving a shit about the royal family.
Sure, yeah,
Like, that's
it's
the
exciting.
ultimate not giving
It's
a shit.
spicy.
Yes.
Robin, Jamie, opinions? Do you give a shit about the royal
Not
family?
at all.
Yeah,
Not
see,
one bit.
there you
No, not at all.
They're outnumbered.
I don't know about Robin, but I don't.
I mean,
I don't want to speak for her.
I
but-
can't care. I can't care.
Robin can't care about much. I was feeling a lot of guilt
Too
that
tired
I
to care.
that I had a cold because I didn't want to be like that girl who's like, come to my apartment. Then I'm like, but Robin's like, I'm getting over a cold too, and I was like, bless. So now I feel less guilty. And I'm gonna lick my fingers and touch you each
I was gonna say,
individually.
what about everyone else?
You're fat. You've already been exposed, so I get you. All right, fuck Megxit. Okay, in Kim Ye news, you guys know I'm a Kardashian apologist. I am a Kardashian apologist. I really love that. We got a from the audience. We got a disapproving grunt. Nora, do you care about the Kardashians?
I don't.
Yes.
Oh, goddamn. All right, well, I care.
It's your show.
I love them. But Kanye, in his ever ridiculous ways, gave Kim an outrageous gift. I think we have a picture. Basically, he took some like vintage Cartier necklace and he melted it or like stretched it somehow. I'm sure he did it personally. I'm sure he wasn't like in there doing like whatever that thing would be. I almost said welding, but that's not it. Like,
That is not how you make
goldsmith,
Smelding.
jewelry, smelting.
Fair, there it is with a T.
I'm sure he wasn't doing it himself. I'm sure he just paid someone a large sum to do it. However, he like stretched out this Cartier necklace and put a text message on it that he had, not even like
No, like
that Kim sent to him. It was Kanye sent Kim a text, and then Kanye said, "You should have this text I sent to you around your neck forever." Did you guys hear about this?
No.
It's so good.
Wow.
So this was the text. Did we share the picture already, Joe? I can't remember. So this is the text message. The text message that Kanye sent that he now put on this necklace, immortalized, is, "This is your life." I can't do it, Kanye. "This is your life." West wrote at the time. I copied and pasted the whole article. It says, "This is your life. Married with 4 kids. Get people out of jail. Cover of Vogue. Go to church every week with your family. Dreams come true."
What?
That was the least. The look of just deadness in DJ Duck Demon's eyes was all I needed. The only reaction I needed.
Royal family not caring about themselves. I don't care about this.
Well, I hope that you'll care that I have 3 text messages. This got me thinking. What text messages would I melt down?
I'm interested in
Kanye
this.
necklace?
I'm interested in this.
And the first one that came to mind is my favorite text of all time. I sent this to my friend Christina in a blackout. I'm sorry, Mom. I woke up the next morning. It says, "I'm dead. I wrote so many checks. My cat, my home, my perspective. I'm coming home."
Wow.
It's like a haiku.
And then Christina just replied, "Chelsea." My perspective.
I think that's
Is that right?
Oh my God.
Was that right? To this, that was like 7 years ago. We haven't gotten any closer to unraveling the mystery.
But that's worthy of smelting. I think
I have
that's
to put this in
excellent.
my nose for a minute.
that on
Look
the
away.
brooch.
Look away. Oh my
Wrote
God, you guys.
so many
Isn't that fun?
checks.
Okay, I wrote so many checks.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. But that's why it should be on a necklace. Okay, wait, I have 2 more quickly. This one's a group text, so I hope my mom's watching. I said, "That's crazy." My sister said, "Weird but makes sense." I said, "Very on-brand reactions from all of us." And my mom said, "True dat." I love her.
wow.
She knows her core audience.
Maybe that could
You
go
know
in
what I
a
mean?
pair of earrings.
Yeah.
Yes.
On either side,
Yeah.
like true dat. She also told me the other day she's not on Twitter because there's too many haters. And then
She's not
finally,
wrong.
She's not wrong. Okay, finally. This time, okay, wait. I have to get this text message off my phone because
I
it's so
saw
long.
it for a second. What was
Wait, what?
nothing. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, so
Waiting for you.
okay, sorry, yeah. So Joe, hold on, let me pull it up. So let me give you some setup. And my boyfriend isn't here this week. He's in LA, so I can talk about this. He'll never watch this. Before I met him and when I was single, I was on Tinder and I exchanged numbers with this guy that seemed like normal at the time. And he's like, I want to like make a date with you. I want to make a plan. What's your number? Here's my number. And this is the text I got from this gentleman that I had just started talking to 30 minutes before. Here we go. "How about I text you my address, we pick a date and time, and you come upstairs to an unlocked front door and me inside, naked, blindfolded, and near completely restrained on the bed. You arrive and immediately tie the final restraint, and then do and instruct literally whatever you want, for as long as you want. I mean anything." I can't say some of these things out loud. My mom's watching. Something, abuse my balls. Sip wine and watch TV, literally anything, and then loosen one restraint just before you walk out. Ideally, this would not be a one-time thing, but it could be if you want. Interested? The best part about this, though, is it wasn't even like he copied and pasted this. Like, there were dots for a long, like, you didn't just have this in a Google Doc by now for, like, every time.
He was a savant.
Was I-
He could just write his heart just right away.
So then I said, "I truly thought you were going to suggest we watch the Game of Thrones finale. That's not my thing, but appreciate the offer. God bless."
And now that we've all seen the Game of Thrones finale, we know which would have been better.
Wait, Nora, Joe, cut to Nora or DJ Duck and Dima while I pick my nose
Don't
with this
do it.
tissue.
Don't do it. Cut back to Chelsea. Cut back to Chelsea.
That's fine. I'm not embarrassed. I just respect our audience, and I know some people are squeamish. All right, you guys. I'm just doing this for show. When I'm here alone, I'm just like picking or blowing my nose into my hand and whatnot. All right, you guys. By the way, happy birthday to Chicago West. She's 2 years old. She is a she, right? Or is she a he? I forget the genders of all of their damn kids. All right, a couple more
They say
things.
thank you.
Oh, Chicago West?
Yeah, they're watching.
Oh my God. Shout out. Hi, Hot Kim, yay. Now, this is not a delight highlight. I do not know what is. So my friend Brian's dog, before I get, or you can put the picture up. So basically my friend Brian's dog, I hope he's okay with me showing this, actually, see, now I'm like spilling tea. I think they might be seeing each other. Maybe they're friends, but somehow via my friend, I do not know this woman with the dog, but via my friend Brian's social media, he revealed this news. So he basically shared her story. So basically, 2 days before the new year, Ellie was taken by coyotes, and they thought, or Eli, sorry, I think it's Eli. They thought Eli was gone, and then someone saw on like a pet like message board thing and was like, that looks like Eli. And it was! And then the people found Eli and nursed him back to health. Let's see Eli again. Oh my God! Look at that! Can you believe it? Oh my God, that is a delight highlight if I ever heard one.
Indeed.
Stop crying.
I'm not crying, you're crying!
I'm crying.
She's been crying all night. It's fine.
On a totally different note, you can now buy the card Tupac was shot in, if you like that, if you're into that. So here it is, and in the listing it says, well, it's 1.75 mil, a cool 1.75 mil. It's a 1996 BMW. In the listing, it says, we've covered up the bullet holes. Oh wait, restorers have covered up the bullet holes, but the seller provided a picture of them in the listing as a reference. Just in case you want to know where the bullet holes were. Not that you'd be buying this for anything morbid.
No.
You're buying it because you love restored 1996 BMW.
100%. You need
Just
a weekender.
for reference.
You can't just drive your normal car.
People can have the bullet holes as a cats can have a little salami as a snack, and
if
we
they
can see
really
the bullet holes
yes.
as a reference.
And they could put
Just
the
as
little,
a reference.
the decals back on of the bullet holes if they, I get it.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? I made a G today, but you made it in a sleazy way. No? Anyone want to finish? Okay, just me? Fine. Selling crack to the kids. I got to get paid. Well, that's the way it is.
Keep your head up.
That's
There we
right.
go.
We got everyone sing Tupac. Well,
There we go.
blow my nose again. Okay.
We got it. Keep your
Are
head
you guys
up.
Tupac fans? Oh my
Yes.
gosh, I was gonna put this in, but I read about it a couple hours ago, and I'd already prepped everything. But Notorious B.I.G. got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
yeah.
He's only the second solo rap artist after Tupac. Can you believe they were the only two in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Isn't that crazy? What's going on in the world?
Wow.
We'll talk a little
That's
more about that
crazy.
in another segment, actually. Okay, finally, before I take our first commercial break, and you guys, this is exciting. Today, for our commercial break, instead of forcing everyone to dance to a weird song that I selected, we're actually going to go down. That's a production term for you won't see us anymore. We'll be bye-bye. And then we're going to, and then count to 10.
That's a
Count
children's
to
term.
10. And we'll be live again because we want to see if people get a notification during our commercial break if more people tune in. So you guys that are actually watching, don't be discouraged. Just count to 10, maybe 15.
And then let us know if you got a notification. You can let us know in this little
can
machine here.
send your-
know in
Who's
the
watching the show.
comments.
Yes.
Sing your ABCs and you'll be back.
Again, there you go. Jamie's got it.
Yes.
Sing your ABCs and you'll be back. I was trying to think of a reference. Thank you. I kept thinking of like on car trips, my mom being like, "It's one more Sesame Street, then we're there." But that's too long. Don't go away for a whole Sesame Street. That's far too long. All right. So before we take our break, this tweet went viral. What's the first CD you owned? CBC Music wants to know. And I just happened to, I actually threw away a bunch of my CDs finally, but I kept a few that were sentimental. And my first one ever was Weezer, the Blue Album.
Yes.
It was a vintage. We have a little Weezer. I love how everyone like I found a puppy.
Bluetooth is doing
Our
a
Bluetooth
great
is
remix
sucking.
for us right
That's
now.
fine. DJ Duck and Demon, you deal with that while I show everyone the intricate artwork of this Weezer album. Isn't it exciting, Nora? No, Nora, don't look at it. Put the camera on it. Yeah, do that. That's it. Thank you, Nora. You're a great friend. And you have no reason for being here other than you're a good friend, and I appreciate you. But stop fucking up. I have a few others here, actually, too. Do you guys remember what your first CD was? I have NSYNC here, too. NSYNC Original. I got, what else? Some other ones that I saved. TLC, Crazy, Sexy, Cool. There we go. Guys, if I sing, you'll all be too jealous. But NSYNC was another one on the list of, so I guess that gives you the age range of people that were invested in this tweet. Ace of Base, we got Green Day Dookie was on the list. TLC, The Chronic, Nirvana. What about you guys? Do you remember?
I actually
your first-
forgot mine until you posed this question today.
And?
And it is,
You have it?
Oh.
You gotta keep them separated.
yes! Offspring Smash!
Wow.
That's
Some other people on the chain also, I remember seeing a couple Offspring.
That was the reason why I got a Discman.
Oh my god, do you guys listen to
Discman.
Offspring?
Yes.
What were first CDs for you guys, Rob and Jamie? Do you remember?
Bobby Brown, My Prerogative.
Yes!
And wait, we bought it together, me and one of my friends from college, and we had to do like a one-strike shoot. We got to get it at the end of the year, and I won, and she was so pissed. Thank you very much.
I had that tape.
Find a
I had the
Tenoroni.
tape.
The Roni is so right.
Yes.
you
Keep
remember
going.
your CD?
Keep going.
That's I stopped there.
Well, yes, I got two the same Christmas. I got a CD player at the same time, and it was The Bodyguard.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
And Les Mis.
There you go. There you go.
Yes, from the 90s.
There you
Yes,
go.
the 90s. But my first record was New Kids on the Block.
Oh my
All right.
god.
Okay, wait. My first record
Yeah.
was a 45,
We're old. We're so fucking old.
and it was "You Light Up My Life."
Oh!
No one even knows what that is right
I
here.
do. I'm here for you.
Thank you.
Sing a little bit, Robin.
No.
You light up my
Wait, key
life.
change.
That was good.
That's it.
Nora, do you remember?
Thanks.
You don't remember? No.
No.
Nora declined.
Nora, just stay on the
Well,
camera.
That's a good then segue because speaking of soundtracks, the other one that I saw someone tweet and I was just like, oh my god, I would have never thought of it, but it was also one of my first, and I feel like it is so of like just the era of when CDs came
Oh, yes.
out. The Batman Forever soundtrack.
Ah.
Kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, what if you're a stranger?
Wait, do this.
Guys, we're gonna keep singing. There's that lower third, Joe. So they go to come back.
Joe, throw up a little lower third.
Yes!
Oh, no,
We're gonna be
wow,
back.
nice
By the
and
time
deep.
you sing
You're
the- I'll
right
get
in it, bring it in
yourself.
there.
Stay right here. Sing Kiss from a Rose, the verse again. And we'll see you in 15 seconds. Stay right here. First commercial break. We're back, guys. Woo, guys. Our first commercial break ever. I see us.
I see us. I see us seeing us.
I see us. I see dead people. I see everything. Guys, welcome back to Act 2. We got Robin and Jamie from If These Others Can Talk. Robin's in a compromising position. She's bending over to get her beverages.
Don't look at my ass. Don't look at my ass.
Look at her
Don't
ass.
look at her ass.
That's my ass
Just a
that
little
way.
bit.
That's my ass that way.
Respectful amount.
Yes, just a respectful amount of looking. We're going to get them out here to chat shortly, but first, really quick segment. This is a segment that I do a lot on the show, and so anyone who's just turning in for the first time, basically, this show is born of frustration with, sometimes you get notes at your job in TV, and you don't agree with them,
Yes.
and you believe in the segments, and you want to put them somewhere else.
Perhaps like your own talk show you host
Like
from
my
your
own
internet.
talk show that has no network notes and it shows, which has always been the tagline. So this is a segment I like to call Things I Thought Were Delightful and No One Else Did.
Everyone is very. I like that. Ooh.
There was the audience could hear a little jingle under there, but I didn't turn it on for you guys. Sorry. All right, things we thought were delightful, no one else did. So this is a segment that me and the co-creator of this program, Christina Kynan, we pitched her out a couple times. No one was into it. I don't understand why. It's just very simplistic, very relatable. This is a segment called Not Today, Satan.
Not today, Satan!
But then it's palatable at the end.
Because of the cats.
Come in.
Yes, of
Do you
course.
see what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
You understand. Okay. So this is a segment where it's a little antithesis of what you'd think might be on What a Delight. But this is where I take something that at first my gut reaction was to say, not today, Satan, but ultimately I was delighted. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a little contrived. Follow me. Also, it's my show and there's no network notes. So this is what you get. So I learned a shocking truth about a Mary J. Blige song. Remember her beloved Family Affair? Remember the song? So I'm gonna have DJ Duck and Demon play a little bit. It's gonna stop at a certain point. It's only gonna be a few seconds. When it stops, I want everyone to keep singing if you know the words. I'm gonna see what you guys think the lyrics are, okay?
And it comes up pretty fast, so you're gonna get on 3 or 4 seconds of the song, and then there'll be the cutoff.
Thank
Here
you,
we
DJ
go.
Duck and Demon. Let's do this. Hateration, holleration in this. Yes! Wait, what did I hear?
Dance with me. I don't know the words.
Well, the very first thing after hateration, holleration in this.
Hateration. I don't know.
Wait, what do you think it is?
I got
Someone
nothing.
say it.
It was back here. It wasn't me.
Dancery. Wait, okay.
Rotisserie?
In
The
this
coffee shop?
Rotisserie.
I always thought it was
Rotisserie.
in this
Nothing.
rotisserie.
Yeah.
I always thought it was in this dancery because also, I mean, hateration, holleration is a made-up word. So I'm like, great, Mary J. Blige is inventing hateration, holleration, and she's inventing danceries.
Technically,
Now,
all words are made up words.
DJ Duck and Demon, not now. So I just like looking up something random, found this article, but then I will say the interview, I found this article many places, but then it always pointed to an interview and said like, watch the interview where Mary J. Blige clears it up. And the interview had been taken down, so there's still a sliver that possibly it's untrue.
It's just part of the Illuminati thing you've
It's
been threading the
the
entire
Illuminati
season.
Naughty thing, which we're going to talk about in a couple of weeks. But apparently she's saying dance soiree. In this dance soiree. But here's the thing. Sorry, I feel like I have cat hair in my mouth. When do I not? Here's the thing. That opens up so many more questions. First of all, I cannot accept that it's not dancery. Not today. Not today, Satan!
Well, I mean, okay.
There we go. But also, this damn cat hair, I got it. But also, like, is she just sort of like saying it like quickly? Is she pronouncing it phonetically? Does Mary J. Blige not know how
Let's
to
listen to it.
pronounce soiree? Let's listen to it.
I can hear it now, yeah.
She's
She's
saying
saying
soiree.
dancery. She's saying dancery.
I think she might not know how to pronounce
Dancery.
Sorry.
soiree. I don't want to
Oh.
start a
Sounds
rumor.
like sorry.
Oh, poor Mary
She might
J.
not know, but I don't want to start a rumor because I stan Mary J. Blige. So I'm just saying, if you're watching, do some research. And if you find that interview, or if you can clear up if she's saying dancery or dance soiree, or dance soiree, but she's trying to say
Dance-
soiree, but doesn't
Dance sorbet?
Dance sorbet, rotisserie. All right, guys. So here's a couple. Well, they're not obscure to me, but I don't know if this is going to be my core audience. But I was intrigued by trying to like discover some more misheard lyrics that were going to blow my mind. Of course, there's some classic ones we all know, which actually here I'll just read them. You know, the classic ones we all know, like CCR, Bad Moon Rising. People think they're saying there's a bathroom on the right, which I still don't believe anyone actually thought that the goddamn
There's a
song.
bathroom on the right. I never heard that, but it
It's
works.
called Bad Moon Rising. Like,
I was
who
gonna say it's the
thinks-
name of the song.
But that's like on when I googled like most misheard lyrics. That's always one. Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze. Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Right.
Instead of kiss this guy.
Or revved up like a douche in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Another Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. Does anyone actually think that this came up and like people did like a poll? Like there was an actual scientific study. This is one of the most misheard lyrics. Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. Does it make a difference if we're naked or not? No. Does anyone
It actually
think that?
does.
Wait.
If
It does
we
make a, makes a
does
big
it
difference.
Make a difference if we make it or not? It's make it or not.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
People think it's naked or not. But does anyone actually?
I don't
Tell
know.
me in the
No.
comments if you actually thought Bon Jovi was saying if we're naked or not. And I will unfriend you. Okay, but here's a couple. None of those were interesting to me because I'm like, I always have heard those. They're like very cliche misheard lyrics, but I just don't believe anyone actually thought them. But this one blew my mind. Do you guys know T-Pain's All I Do Is Win?
I believe you mean DJ Khaled's.
Oh, sorry, yes. DJ Khaled featuring
Featuring
T-Pain.
T-Pain.
Thank you, DJ Duck and Demon. Fuck. All right, so let's play it, and everyone keeps singing. Let's see if we know what it is.
We're like this.
No matter what, got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there.
And they say there.
Yeah.
And they say that up, down, up, down, up, down.
Right after, and everybody's hands go up, and they stay there.
And they stay there.
What's next?
And they
And
stay
they stay
there.
there. No?
Well, I'm sorry, but T-Pain recently tweeted, I don't want to throw a wrench in your childhood, but it's everybody's hands go up, and they stay there, and they say yeah.
Oh.
All right,
Not today, Satan!
Not today, Satan!
T-Pain, not today. Let's hear it.
And they stay there, and they say yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and that
It is.
It's kind of mind-blowing, right?
It is.
is it.
Okay,
There's some science behind this.
let's skip the next T-Pain one, DJ Duck and Demon, because it's sort of obscure. And then I'm going to do, actually, let's just go down. No, let's do this one. Because
Which one?
Let's do the J-Lo one. So are you guys familiar with the...
You don't have to take it off.
Familiar with the murder remix of J-Lo and Ja Rule?
What you couldn't say is for murder.
It's for murder. Are you familiar? Just the very, very beginning. I personally always thought she was saying something different, and I Googled it, and apparently I'm not alone, but I'm assuming I'm going to be very embarrassed, and you all think I'm stupid.
All right,
So
here we go.
listen. What's my motherfucking name? Do you know what she says? Jayla says after that? What's my motherfucking name? R-U-L-E. That's what she said. I thought she was saying,
Are you ready?
well, here, let's play it, and I'll tell you what I thought she said.
What's my motherfucking name? Going back when it's Mary
I thought she was saying, R-U-L-E.
Are you Ellie?
Are you Ellie?
Oh, because she said, what's my name? Hey, are you Ellie?
She spelled it
Ellie.
obviously Ja Rule's name, R-U-L-E. But I was always like, who's she asking about being Ellie? This is a weird song.
Beautiful
No,
name.
am I alone?
Oh my
No,
God.
you're not.
Did you think so too, Nora?
Yeah.
Nora, put the camera on yourself. Show yourself.
Are you
Did she
Ellie?
sing, are you Ellie?
That's amazing.
Are you Ellie?
All right.
What's my motherfucking name?
Are
Are you Ellie?
That's
You're just going
amazing.
through a list. Whatever comes to mind. Okay, let's skip some of the shit 'cause it's going on way too long. But I just want to share. Let's do DJ Doug and Demon, 11 and 12, Alanis and the Jacksons. So 2 that I asked you guys on social media to share yours, and there was 2 that delighted me in particular. I'm going to talk like this because I'm losing my voice because I'm
There you
screaming.
go.
So a friend of the show, Leo Martin, he said that he always thought that Alanis Morissette's "You Oughta Know" instead of the cross-eyed bear that you gave to me was the cross-eyed bear.
The cross-eyed
So
bear.
let's just listen to it, see if we hear cross-eyed bear. Or right?
No, I have
Cross-eyed bear.
close. I have a close.
It's okay. DJ Duck and Demon, we'll figure it out.
Well, everyone at home heard it.
Oh, everyone else heard it? Okay. What did you think it
I
was,
thought it
Jamie?
was cross-side bear.
Like a bear.
cross-
Cross.
Not a
I didn't know
cross-eyed
what it was,
bear.
but
What's
I
a
was
side
like,
bear?
Cross-side bear that you like. No, I would sing it.
Cross-side.
Cross-side. Cross-side
See,
bear.
isn't this fun? I just saw a picture like a cross.
Cross-side.
Why did you give me
Cross-eyed
this
bear.
goddamn cross-eyed bear, Joey Gladstone?
Hey, cut it out.
Cut it out with this cross-eyed bear. Okay, finally, before we take our next commercial break and get Jamie and Robin out here, this was one that one of our coworkers. I won't even give up her last name. I don't know if she wants her spot blown
Yeah,
out.
don't
I just
blow up her spot.
I just assumed Leo wanted to find his spot blown out. But a coworker of ours, Julie, always thought, or do you think we're okay?
We'll see.
We'll see. That Jackson 5, I was blind to let you go, was I would fly to Mexico.
Let's see.
Which is fun. It's sensical.
Fly to Mexico.
It's like, yeah.
Like that's such an upsetting thing to have to do. I would fly to Mexico for
I love
you.
you so much. I would fly to Mexico.
Oh my God.
Oh my
That's
God.
amazing.
Yeah, people are agreeing that we're not wrong with some of our thoughts. Okay, you guys, let's throw out that lower third one more time, Joe, because we're gonna take our second and last commercial break. Say the alphabet in your head. Stay right here. We're gonna be back in 10 or 15 seconds with Jamie and
Disco
Robin.
lights and everything.
I'm at Hopkins and Jaimie Kelton, so I'll see you in 10 seconds. Oh my God, we're back, guys.
Hey!
Guys, do I believe that we're back now?
Yes.
There we are. All right, you you guys.
And I got a
moment has
notification.
come. Oh my God, you got a notification. Are you guys loving getting notified 3 times? Some people hate it.
You'll have to monitor
Let's
your
see how
subscriber
many
count.
followers I've lost. God damn it, Chelsea's live again. All right, you guys. If you missed the rest of the show, we started at 9 p.m. We start at 9 p.m. every week. We do 3 acts, and it's very exciting. And we've reached the 3rd act. Guys, give it up for the one and only host of the podcast, If These Ovaries Could Talk, Jaimie Kelton and Robin Hopkins! Come on out! Come on out!
Are we in the middle?
Oh, they're fighting over who gets to sit by me. I feel
I'm gonna
very
step on your
honored.
sound there.
Come on in.
All
All right, hold on. I got cords and shit.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack.
It's a lot.
There's a lot
Chelsea,
to unpack.
I think I just fell in your vagina hole.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
definitely sitting in my sweat, and I'm very sorry. Do you want to
Sorry.
put something
Can I-
under you?
Wait,
Yeah,
let me
you
get
can.
in
Or just
here.
throw that on the floor.
Can I just hold
You
it?
can do
like
that.
it's a-
Does that
like
make you
it's-
feel safe?
Makes me
Spell
feel
my
safe.
name right.
Oh my
You spelled my name
God.
right.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
Listen, I
Nobody
mean,
ever spells it right.
I
ever.
try. I
ever.
take pride in actually like
And spelling.
doing things mostly right.
Thank you.
I spell things right, but then I talk about getting blackout.
That's like
on
our
the wrong and
philosophy.
Texting with Tinder guys while my mom watches. Oh, you guys.
Chelsea's mom.
Hi,
Chelsea.
I almost said hi, Chelsea's mom.
Hi, Chelsea's
That's
mom.
me.
Mom, what's your mom's name?
Her name's Debbie.
I
She
love
was
you,
also
Dad.
Chelsea.
I know, that'd be
Deb.
lovely.
Chelsea.
True
Senior.
that.
Well, here's a
True
true
that,
story
Deb.
about my little sister, whose name ended up being Kaylin. But the old family story that my mom was thinking, like, why don't mothers ever, you don't see as many mothers naming their daughters after them or like a derivative of the name, right? It's like, it's obviously common with father and son. And so she's like, maybe, like my name's Deborah, Debbie, like, is there a derivative? Debris.
No.
Like, it was like for like a 15-second thing, and then she was sort of like,
No.
it's
Debris.
almost in. I'm
Debris.
gonna lean out
It's,
and just do this to my nose.
It's
Okay.
family folklore that I was gonna be Obi-Wan.
Really?
Wow.
For real?
Yep. No joke.
It's for the best that you weren't. It's for the best you were
Instead,
not.
they just spelled my name really weird, so
Miranda
nobody ever
Hobbs.
spells it right, ever.
I'm glad I could honor you by actually spelling your name right. People spell my name wrong a lot too. All right, so guys, we have a lot to get to. First of all, I'm going to brag about you to everybody. So
my
you guys
God.
both host this podcast. We're going to talk about that. But you guys both do a lot of other things. Jaimie, you're an award-winning actor. You do voiceover acting.
I do. So,
One of the things you have voiceover acted in is the show Happy
yes.
on
yes.
Sci-Fi.
Excellent.
Yes. True that.
The love of my life,
Uh-oh.
Christopher Maloney. We haven't had a Maloney moment in a while.
No, we haven't.
Just hold on, pause. Let's do a Maloney
Okay,
moment.
real quick.
Christopher, if you're watching, come on the show. It's easy. I'll send you an Uber.
Oh my God.
I'll wear this mask if it
Chris,
makes you feel
come.
comfortable. I won't if it doesn't. Do you know what I mean? It's like whatever you're comfortable with.
I mean, listen to the music.
Send me, if you're watching, send me a letter.
Oh my God.
P.O. Box.
I am on the
That's the only
show
way
with
you
him,
can
but I
contact
met him once.
That was going to be my question. So you
I
met
met
him
him
once.
once.
How was it? Did he live up to all the
It was
expectations that I have?
it was really great. It was nice. He took a selfie with me. It was
Seems
cool.
like he's nice.
Yeah. I said I'm
Seems
gonna
like
send it to my mother-in-law, and he was like, okay. No, he was, it was good. Because
Sounds
my in-laws are like a Law and Order addicts.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So
Oh
my God.
So it
Shouldn't
was
we all
big.
be?
It was big
You're-
stuff.
You're not on board with Law and Order?
Oh no, I love Law and
Okay.
Order.
Of course you do. You're a lesbian.
Of course I do.
I don't know.
I like the SVU.
Oh, me too. I mean, that's the only
mean,
one.
yeah.
The other ones are like barely Law and Orders. You also,
They're just law.
I did a lot of intricate research, which basically meant I found 2 to 3 bios of you guys that you wrote yourself, and I picked and chose the interesting
Embarrassing.
things.
It's a little
But
embarrassing.
you used to be a cruise ship singer.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to know, it seemed, based on how you wrote about it in your bio, that you were delighted by it, and why shouldn't you be?
Why shouldn't I? Of
Why
course.
shouldn't you have been? So I want to know about the cruise ship singing. What was your repertoire?
Best role on a cruise ship.
No, I worked for Disney Cruise Line.
Oh.
Fun.
Yes, but I did their musicals, so I wasn't like I wasn't like the cool lounge singer.
But who did you, were
on
you
the ship.
playing, like, were you just singing?
So
probably
like,
Disney
so
songs, you actually play
here's the
characters?
funny thing about this. Disney is very, very particular who plays their characters.
Yes.
And I,
Duck and Jimmy know this.
Yes.
He's like, I know.
Very,
I
very.
tried out 9
adamant about
times for a few minutes.
Clearly, DJ Duck and Demon has been scorned.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
But
I
so
would wear.
I am too short to play a princess. I know. It's like a.
Did you get to be like a spoon or
So
a
no.
teacup or something?
Well,
a candelabra.
so I
Just
wasn't one of the
disgusting.
face characters. That's what they call
Got
those
it.
who go in the costumes.
Sure.
I don't. That's not what I did. I was in the musicals, but I played like characters that were made up for the musicals. They made up for the ship. So I played this little girl named Anne Marie, who's like the Wendy, and Peter Pan comes in her room. And I played the evil stepsister in Cinderella.
Love that.
You know,
So you
because
did, like,
I didn't have to
yeah.
be pretty.
So you
You know, stuff like that.
A lot like the characters from the Niagara Falls region.
No,
You've
I
never
was
heard
like,
of them,
I
but
was all the random fucked up characters that weren't.
I said, were you the teapot?
Wait, we weren't. I wasn't the pretty one. I was never the pretty one. I was the short, stumpy one. You know, who did funny things.
Well, I mean, that is delightful. But I
Which is
still can't believe
fitting.
I'm never gonna. Both of you guys have been scored by Disney. Duck and Demon, I don't even want to know your story.
I mean, I don't really want to talk about it. They own everything. It'll never work again.
I feel like you can't even. I can tell that you don't even.
You
wanna
gotta be
talk
careful what you say, too.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
You
sure.
do.
The mouse's reach is long.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is really long.
And
There's so
unforgiving.
many rules when you work for Disney. You have to go through conditioning. Like no joke. Before we got on the
what,
ship,
like, you-
so
like
wait, we
physical
had
conditioning?
2 months.
Like brainwashing.
We had 2 months of rehearsals in Toronto because they don't want to pay United States prices. So they take you to Canada to rehearse. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble with Disney.
You are. You should
love
stop.
Then, when you
That's okay,
get
my
to
mom won't tweet
Florida
about
to
it.
get on the ship, you have a week of Disney training
Okay.
where you go. You're in Celebration, the town, and you go
Which
to
is
a
now
class.
closed, I think.
What?
I think Celebration is now closed.
Oh, is it
or
really?
Disney sold it to a yes, there's a whole different thing.
Celebration is over.
Oh my
What's
God!
happening right now?
No, but you go and you
me
and you
either.
go and you sit in a
I'm
class.
very passionate about it.
You sit in a class for 5 days where they talk about like the rules of working at Disney, and then there's like a little quiz at the no, it's a thing.
I mean, should I have more rules? Would this show
Yes.
be more button up?
Yes.
No. Would you, if I made you guys go to conditioning to come on the show that my mom watches?
I'd be like,
Then-
we're busy.
Then everyone could see me.
Okay, Robin. We've worked together.
Yes,
we
we
worked together on a few things, but we met working on a VH1 morning show, not dissimilar from this.
No,
Only it was
very
just
similar.
on TV in the morning.
It was
but
in a hallway
had
instead of a
this
living room.
Same feel. It was literally, we shot it in the hallway of the VH1 offices. VH1 Big Morning Buzz Live. And I was going to try to bring up an anecdote or a clip or something from that, but I just felt too overwhelmed. And so I didn't, but I just wanted to talk about it. It's an overwhelming time to go back to. Do you know what I mean?
It was funded by VH1 though, like they made
It was
it
yeah.
in the
I have
hallway.
a cat hair in my eye.
It
You
was
never
meant
watched
to
it?
be very. It was meant to be very
I should have
guerrilla.
found a clip. Oh my god.
Yes.
It was a lot to take it. But you're the EP of
I can't wait to see what I am. I'm like, what am I?
You're one of the executive producers of Amy Schumer's podcast. But are you still doing that? You
I
were
just
doing
quit.
it. You just quit.
I quit. I don't work for the man
you, Amy
anymore.
Schumer.
Oh, she's delightful.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I love you.
We
Amy.
love Amy.
No, I
love
quit
Amy.
Spotify. You can say,
Amy doesn't
you can
watch
say,
the
fuck
show,
you,
it's fine.
Spotify.
Fuck you,
Oh.
Spotify.
Uh-oh,
Wait,
don't
No,
say
don't
that.
say that. Don't say
Don't
that.
say
Don't
that
say that. I
either.
love you too.
We
I
love
love you too.
everybody.
Oh, that's right. We have a podcast. I know we love you. You're great people. You're wonderful.
Okay, we love everybody. You're an actor also.
Yes.
Boardwalk Empire, lots of different things. Big Morning Buzz Live.
Yes.
A playwright.
We did a 4-part segment about the person who stole my bowl, my blue bowl. A 4-part segment.
It was on television.
4-part segment.
I mean, wait.
About
but,
a coworker who stole my blue bowl that I ate my cereal with.
But did you find it?
No, but they at the end of in the 5th segment they presented me with a new bowl.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yes.
That's nice.
4 parts. So I'm just saying. I got paid for that too.
That's
I got paid like SAG rates for that.
That's
like,
the kind
rates.
of crap we make.
I
It's
know,
all good.
I
That's
know.
like our social media.
I don't know.
They're like, do you want me to put this in for you? And I was like, am I going to be paid? I was like, yes, put it in for me. I was like, have you lost your mind? Of course I'm not. It was a 4-part segment. I deserve to be paid.
Not even like exaggerating. I feel like as many people as watch this show watched Big Morning Buzz Live. All the love to Big Morning Buzz Live. It was one of my favorite jobs in all sincerity, but it did not get great ratings.
No.
I've never met a single person in my life who watched it
Everyone
other than
knows
people
it.
who. But
Nobody knows
my
it.
boyfriend goes, "Oh, Big Morning Buzz Live! I used to watch watch that. And our old coworker, Christina, was like, I knew he had one fault. Wait, you watched it voluntarily? Oh, yeah. But I want to, speaking then of your SAG rates and your acting, I found a little clip I want to share that was exciting to me because I'm a big, not only true crime, which we all know, but also paranormal fan. And Robin did some excellent acting on an episode of Celebrity Ghost Story. Let's check it out.
No. No.
Oh, this is exciting. Wait, you're wearing the same shirt.
That's amazing! That's amazing!
Is it the same shirt? Is it?
No, here I'm in a cranberry blazer.
Okay, you just
How do you
Wait, she's in a
know?
cranberry blazer. Oh God, the cranberry blazer.
Wait, was that you?
Yeah.
blew my nose with my
Wait, this is my best big hands acting.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh.
And then water's falling. Where's
The water was from the ghost.
What is that face, Robert?
I can see in your face that you're like, what is
It was
this?
so loud.
She knows exactly what this is. You guys-
Was
So-
she?
so
Was
wait.
that her real
So
story?
yes, but so
Oh my
my
God.
favorite part of this, first of all, you should be burned in hell for pulling that clip. But second of all, my favorite part of
so
that
glad you
shoot
don't know about
was
the
when
shit
I
did.
walked in, the actual ghost was at craft services, and it was this old lady, and she was standing
Oh
at
my
craft
God.
services, and I walked in, she was like, "The food's really good here. Do you want anything?" And she was like all made up like a ghost, and I was just like, "What did I just do?" And
The
they
things
left
we do.
all the clips in my hair. They left like the things that they clip your hair back to do the hair and makeup, and I was too like green to be like.
Oh, no.
I should have been like, "You gonna take the clips out?" So if you look closer, you could see the little bobby pins in my hair. Yeah. And all of this is me being like, it's just
It's great hand acting.
Yeah, big hand
Wait,
acting.
do that one more time. Show us that one
Are you
more
ready?
time.
Stand by.
Oh yeah.
It was good.
It was so loud.
'Cause it was a sound.
You could tell.
Did you have to
The way I
pretend to
mowed it.
hear it?
Yes.
You had to pretend.
It was
That's
really
acting.
bad. It was really
Are you
bad.
into paranormal stuff in real life? Like, are you?
Oh, totally. I lived in a
believer?
haunted house. Well, I didn't. My mom lived in a haunted house.
Go on.
Well, she said, so this was when I was like a freshman year in college.
Okay.
She said that I was away at college and she would hear me go, "Mom, Mom, Mom." And then there was like all this stuff like with pictures with my sister with orbs behind it and lights turning on and off and things would disappear. And one night, my mom was like, I don't know, off whoring
I'm not
somewhere.
okay.
And I was like sleeping in her bed because she had the air conditioner.
Sure.
And I was sound asleep on my stomach. And I felt something,
No.
and I flipped over and saw something above me, and then I
No.
screamed like Home Alone,
No.
ran back to my room, and then slept
Like
with the
did
light
this?
on. Yeah, pretty much. Like,
No.
like running back and forth, back and forth. Sorry.
No.
It was very scary.
I am deathly afraid of ghosts and scary shit.
Yep.
So.
I've never had, well, I've had a couple weird experiences I will not fully go
Oh,
into,
God.
but Chelsea, one of the audience members, can I blow up your spot a little bit? She's very in tune. And she, one time, did you stay over? You stayed over here for some reason when I was gone. You were like apartment sitting.
Oh my God, Chelsea.
Oh,
I'm
right, she was
already
homeless. I
stressed
took her
out.
in. And like a couple of months later,
I'm
had
stressed.
sort of like a weird experience that maybe I'll do a whole ghost segment sometime. But then Chelsea goes, "Oh yeah, I didn't want to make you nervous. I felt really weird when I slept in your apartment.
Oh my
There's definitely something
God.
going on there." And I was like, "Ah!"
Oh
You didn't
my
tell me, Chels.
So you're not going to tell your cat ghost story?
Okay, I was in my bedroom and the cats
I'm like this.
were in my bedroom.
I know.
And I heard the sound. They have a cat toy that's like a circular plastic thing with a ball in it that makes a light. It's like this crazy plastic ball hitting a plastic thing. It's very loud and very distinctive. And I heard it making noise. The only way it can work, it's not electric, there's nothing, it's just like
Cat powered.
physics. Cat powered, yeah. So I was like, oh, well, one of the cats was on my bed, and I was like, clearly the other cat is out there playing with the toy. Getting into bed. All of a sudden, my other cat pops out of the window like curtains.
No.
So both my cats were in the room the whole time, and I just like got like the cliche things like the hair
in the back of
stood
your neck.
up. And I thought of Chelsea because this actually, I think I actually might have had one other thing before that you revealed to me. It was weird.
Well, didn't you see a light from the cat cam you saw?
I saw a weird light. One time, one of the blinds, I took all the blinds down because one time it like in a comedic horror B movie just went released like out of nowhere.
Wait, the blinds
that I took them down. They used to be like
They're not there
blinds.
anymore.
And by the way, it didn't occur to you to move.
It didn't
You
occur
just
to me
took
to
the
move. I
blinds
was just
down.
like, listen.
I mean,
I'll have Chelsea come in here and stage it. But basically, then my first instinct, well, these are always like, wonder what you'll do. It sounds like it's not like you're like, Chelsea, you heard a cat toy. What's the fucking problem? It was terrifying at the moment.
Yeah.
Because it was so loud, and I was like, that's the only thing it could be. So I dialed 911, but didn't push send. And I walked
Call you
out,
back.
and I go, hello? And there was no one out here. And then I called Chelsea.
and then she was like,
We're all
you
like-
got ghosts, girl. You got ghosts.
It could be one
Well,
ghost.
Chelsea said it felt like energy, but not necessarily bad energy.
I mean, I don't know. You also write texts about writing checks
I do.
and being dead.
My perspective.
I mean, I don't know.
That means
I
so
don't know.
many things.
It
There's
does.
a lot to unpack.
It can mean
my
so many
cat,
things.
my home, my perspective.
I mean, if that's not the name of your memoir, I don't quite know what
That's
would.
amazing. Did you write that book yet? You better write that book.
All right, you guys, moving on.
Amazing.
Let's talk about if these
Sex,
ovaries could
baby.
talk.
Yes.
So this is a podcast, which we have right here. Look at you guys. You're so
The
cute and fun.
picture is very
You're
old.
so
I
cute
know,
and
we need to
fun.
update
I'm
that.
sorry. I
Yeah.
just liked it because I did you guys plus the thing.
No, I love it. We love it.
So
We do.
very top line elevator pitch premise of the podcast is you talk about non-traditional family planning. Basically,
Yes.
two people are in love and they want to have a baby, but their parts don't naturally make a baby.
They're
That's
missing
like for
parts.
any
They're missing
7-year-old
parts.
watching.
You
They're missing
just
parts.
wrote our new top line. That was good.
Jamie's into her
That's what I
second tumbler of wine. It
That's
may
my
not
perspective.
That was good.
Just kidding.
That was good.
So tell me what. Tell everybody who might not be familiar what spurred this creative nugget. How you guys started. Tell us everything.
Jamie's dusty ovaries started her podcast.
Well,
She had unexplained infertility.
I had unexplained infertility. I'm gay. My wife had our first, my daughter, who is 6 now, and when we decided it was my turn, it took me a lot longer than I thought it would to get pregnant.
Sure.
So I went through 2.5 years trying to get pregnant, and during that time, I was trying to find stories like mine in any kind of media I could find.
Right.
I looked in podcasts. I looked on TV. Where else could I look? Like I
You
looked
looked on
the
Big Money Goes
internet.
Live.
Yeah, I looked there.
It's on right after the bowl segment.
Yes, I looked everywhere and I couldn't find it, and I couldn't believe that even in podcasts, which is like this new.
It is truly wild.
Everybody
that
has a podcast.
There wasn't anything in that space.
How
I
is
mean,
there
it's shameful.
nothing
It's
in that
bizarre.
space, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
so I knew Robin, like kind of.
Right, you guys weren't even necessarily good friends.
We
It
were
wasn't
not.
like you guys were. Yeah, we were
No,
not.
we were just gay friends that met every year at the gay family picnic in
With our kids. Friends
yeah,
of friends.
in like
Which is- yeah,
Chelsea
that's
with
all you
our
need.
like we were in
Once
a
you're
a
picnic
gay
friends.
mom group,
Yeah.
and then after the picnic we would all go to Cowgirl, the
Love Cowgirl.
yeah
Love it.
the bar restaurant, and stay in the back room that was
Kid
kid friendly because it has pinball machines.
And at the time, they had some trains in a box, and we were like, "There's things over there. Go play with those."
And there's couches, you know.
We're getting drinks. Go over there. I mean, there was a time early on where we were like, we had chairs blocking the exits so young children wouldn't
Could
leave
run
while
around.
we
Like
were
we did it for years, and
Really
that's
good,
that's
really good.
that's literally like the only time we saw each other. But we
Yeah.
would hear about each other through our friends, kind of,
Sure.
because we were mutual, you know, in this mutual group.
Same circles.
Yeah, same circle. And then I'm pregnant. I'm like 6 months pregnant. And we're going to this picnic, and I said to my wife, I'm like, you know how I had that idea for this podcast? I'm gonna ask Robin if she wants to do it with me. And my wife was like, Robin who? Like, and we were like getting ready to go to the picnic. I said, Robin from the picnic, you know, Robin. And she said, okay, right? So I bring it up at Cowgirl, and then all of the lesbians around us were literally like, oh my God, you should do that. You should do that. Yeah. And we could use this and we could use it. Like everybody was giving us ideas, and boom, done. Then I met with Robin at Spotify, and I had no idea how crazy she is. And how much of a go-getter she is.
Wait, what did she do? She showed up with like briefcases.
No, we
like,
sat
something
down.
under her ear.
She brought her
37
laptop.
Google Docs.
Literally made like
I was like, oh, well, we'll need a production template. We'll need
all
and
this shit, and I was like,
There you go.
I was like, here's a shared folder. I was
Yeah.
like, and then I was like, we're gonna
Google
need
Doc
a
feed.
format. We're gonna need our log line. We're gonna need the. And then
Oh.
she was just like,
So by the end of that day, we had the name of the podcast. We had 37 Google Docs, and I'm like really good at like coming up with ideas and not following through.
Sure.
This is the first one that's been followed through on, and it's
well,
because
the
of
Google Doc
Robin.
is full.
Yep.
Well, I did that.
That's literally what I do. I made a doc. No, yeah, and then that happened, and now this happened. So
That's
you know.
amazing. I love
No, it really is
And then
amazing.
we just sort of expanded it, and it became more about non-traditional families and about just everyone. It's about their story, so it has like a StoryCorps feel to it. But we I don't know. We
it's not just about how you make your baby and if you have troubles doing it now. It's
it's definitely more about the journey and just like,
normalizing, lifting up, highlighting gay families. Shut up.
Robin's amused by what? Your sincerity?
Because she's looking at me like you're drunk. And that's what's happening.
You're
You
doing
can tell
if you are, you're doing a great job.
I drove my car and she took the subway, so I'm drinking seltzer and baby's not.
Because she's sick. She'd be drinking.
I'm on like day 5 of Dayquil, and I'm in a Dayquil haze.
I'm ready for my next helping of Dayquil as soon as we wrap. But you guys are in season 4 now, right?
Actually, it's sort of 5. We dropped
5-ish?
seasons, and we're now
Okay.
always on. We're now 45 weeks out of the year.
Gosh.
And we
out
just,
here.
Yeah, so we just had Rosie O'Donnell on. We just
Well, which
We
brings
were-
me to my next clip.
Uh-oh.
I mean, there's a lot you guys can share about Rosie, but let's get into it by seeing her visually on the podcast. This is actually her relating an anecdote about Penny Marshall. And
Oh, this is a good
let's
one.
watch a
This is
few
good.
seconds of this.
Penny was very adverse to the gay stuff in it.
Really?
Yes.
Penny wasn't gay?
No, isn't that shocking?
It is kind of
I
shocking.
bet she had a couple of flings. No?
I don't think so because she was really kind of thrown by the concept and when I had that big scene where I say, before I came here I felt like a weird girl or
Yeah.
not even a girl, but I think we're all right. That
was
is
a good
so
scene.
a coming out
Yeah,
scene. Like,
yeah.
Totally.
And so I did it the first time. She goes, "Cut, Rosie. This is not about anything gay. What are you doing?" I'm like, "This is about her being gay."
that was the best.
Classic
good.
Rosie.
And I was like, oh my god, she's doing Penny Marshall.
She's like spilled a little tea there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, right? Like,
She
yeah,
spilled.
like,
She spilled tea.
a real anecdote.
She does. She said. She's like, no, I'll say anything. She
love
said
it.
to
When we
us,
walked in, she said,
God,
you
that's
can ask us
anything,
you
anything.
want. And
I
we were
don't
like,
care.
Sign the release. You're a
She does
producer.
not
I was like,
care.
you sign this? She was like, sure.
No,
She's
she's
like,
like
whatever.
an open book. It's beautiful.
I love that. It was so glad. I was so nice to see that she was so open to it. I love Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah,
really
I
do.
love her.
I don't know why I said that as if like whatever. I feel like she's a polarizing person, but I've always loved Rosie.
She is, especially
so
right
much.
now.
Standing up for the right shit, never giving up, railing against Donald Trump. But yeah, and you guys are fantastic hosts, by the way. You're just so natural. You have such a
Funny,
fun
'cause
rapport.
we
You're
had
both
no
good
idea
at,
how to
like-
do it. So
No, you guys are very good. You're very fun and friendly and relatable, and you're good at asking questions. And you see, you're that right balance of like, you're like clearly like you're a fan and you're excited, but you're like still being listen. I'm very judgmental of hosts.
oh, good. Thank you. As
So
you
you guys
should
did
be.
great. Thank you
As you
But tell
should
me more.
be.
So clearly Rosie was a fan, as she should be. She felt passionate about the theme and the content. So then, how did you go about actually making contact with her?
Robin.
Well, I started stalking.
Camping
we started,
outside her house.
Like slowly stalking people up to her.
Sure.
So we had Judy Gold on the show, which was just like amazing.
That was our.
So great.
That was amazing.
Well, wait. Our first big one was Zach Walls.
Zach Walls.
The
Senator
viral.
Zach Walls.
You remember the
That
kid
went
that went
viral.
viral with his speech about his two moms?
Yes,
Yes.
I do. I listened to that one. I
Yeah,
remember,
that was
I
our
listened to
first
that
big one, and then it was Judy,
Stacey
and
Ann
then we were like
Chin,
Judy Gold
and then
and
Judy
Stacey Ann
Gold.
Chin. Oh my god.
But Judy, and so then Seth, Seth Rudetsky, he's a Broadway
Yes,
star.
why do
He's
I
like
know that name?
a
Okay.
serious show as well.
Okay.
But so he was on her show as well.
He was
And
the DJ. He
Yeah,
was like the
and
music guy.
He was the DJ Duck Hunt Demon?
I
Just
think
like this is what.
similar,
Just
but
like
not
that.
at all.
No, of course.
But he was on her show and wrote for her and stuff, and he came in to pitch a show at Spotify, and I was just like, hi, Seth. And then I just stayed after him.
You're like, by the way.
Yeah, and then he was so fantastic,
great.
and like we helped him with some stuff, and then he was like, if there's anything I could do, I was like, well, if you would, I would love it if you would.
That's the one thing.
And then he introduced us to her right-hand person. But we were really fortunate, though, because when I called her, and she's so amazing, this woman, Lori, And when I called her,
So
or we called
amazing.
her, and she was like, I don't know what's going on, but we're getting all these podcast bitches.
Yeah.
And she was like, but I
She
gotta
said
tell
she
you,
gets
I
so
love
many.
yours the best. And we were just like, and Jamie and I were on like,
We were like
on
this.
speaker, and we were like, doing the whole call. We were like, and then we hung up, we were like, oh, really? Yeah. I was like, yeah. And then she was just like, I'll get back to you. She wants to see if we can make this happen.
But I want this one to happen. That's what she said.
I think she
I want to
was
make this one
instrumental.
happen.
I think she was
No,
instrumental.
yeah. And she was there when we went there, and it was
serendipity
like
together.
seeing somebody that was really important to us.
I know, we were like, Lori! You know, we tried to give her an Ovaries Talk t-shirt. She was just like, I don't wear hot pink. I was like, I respect that. She's like, I'm good with the mug. I was like, hey, Lori.
But
Did
Rosie,
you like hang out with her after? Or did you? Like...
not really. She was like, bye.
No, but listen.
Oh,
so we
are we
leave,
telling?
right? We have another thing we have to record that night.
Okay.
And meanwhile, we were just in like fucking Rosie O'Donnell's
Oh my
house.
God, you should have seen us
We were
on
like-
the subway when
we
we
were just like,
left. I have videos of Robin and
just
I.
like-
We were just giggling.
yeah. So we were going back to like,
And we
going
even
back
told
to record.
told the lady next
Yeah.
to us. We just
And
interviewed
was just
Rosie.
like, and she was just like, okay. Like she wanted nothing
I
to do
hate
with
that
us.
lady.
She was not.
doesn't
She
deserve
was
it.
not feeling us. I think she thought we were laughing at her because we were being really weird.
We were being so weird,
But
and
so-
she kept looking over like, "What the fuck is wrong with these girls?"
Well, and I was like, I was like a 5-year-old. So we get back and we're getting ready to interview this other couple. And while we're there, Jamie goes, "Oh, we got another Patreon supporter." And it was fucking Rosie
But no, it was no. I read. No, wait. I read. I go. We have a new Patreon support. It's Rosiola O'Donnell.
And we were like, "What?" Like that poor
me a
couple that we
second.
interviewed after, we were just like, like we were
Great.
just like, we were
Exciting.
like,
Well, we're out of time.
we were like, that was great. You guys did great. Bye.
Rosiola.
No, they were fucking
I think
cool.
it's Rosalia. I think I said it
It was
wrong.
like, yeah.
I don't know, Rosalia, Rosiola, but it took a second.
That sounds
it was
like Ariel.
it was
It does.
such a moment.
But yeah, I mean, it was just also so delightful. Like she had like followed us. It was like
why you guys are here.
it felt like she was like believing in us. Like
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I've really made it more
She,
than
no,
what it was.
as we
but
were
it felt
leaving,
like
she
it.
said, "Keep telling these stories."
Yeah,
she
and
did.
then like 2 days later, she sent us a picture wearing our T-shirt.
Yes.
She was so supportive. Like I feel like she's our mom now.
No, she had like no.
She doesn't know it yet, but she is.
She had advice for things we can do
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
show to make it better. She was like, "I'll send you some more."
Oh, and then I was out to dinner with someone like 3 days later, and I was like, and it was like someone I was trying to impress. It was like an industry contact, and in the middle of it, she was like texting to ask how the numbers, and I was like, hold on, I was like, that's Rosie.
Sorry,
O'Donnell.
Rosie, now texting.
I was like, stand by. I was like, I've got to respond because that's Rosie O'Donnell. I was like, what are you like kidding me?
That's Rosalia,
Yeah.
as we call her.
That's exactly.
Because we were like,
That's what we call her.
That's
And
Rosalia.
I just would love her. She was wonderful.
That is incredible.
no,
I'm so
really,
happy for you
like,
guys.
yeah.
And you have a book coming out.
We do.
And what's the drop date?
We think it's in mid-May.
Okay. All right.
Like around Cinco de Mayo.
That's
Somewhere-
oh,
it's
I
somewhere
like
around
it.
there.
Some margaritas.
Yeah, that's
And
how
so
it
If these
goes.
overs could talk
That's
things
how it
Buy the
goes.
book.
Things we learned about LGBTQ. We
We
never
can't
fucking
remember
know our
the
title.
tag.
If these overs could talk, things we learned about LGBTQ families.
Just Google
Just
if these overs could talk. Book.
It's you know what it turned out to be. I'm even like impressed by the book. I don't know. It's like good.
You're like, wait. You're like, you did this?
This is our tagline. It's like good.
It's like good.
Like, guys, I would read this.
Guys, I really thought it was
Robin
gonna
and
suck,
Jamie.
but it's like so
Robin and
good.
Jamie.
I didn't think it was gonna be a good book. Of course I didn't. I'm writing it. No, it's a
thought it
good
was gonna
book.
be a good book.
Well, I'm so happy for you guys. All the
Thank you.
congratulations. We'll do some plugs at the end, but before I let you go, I want to play a quick little game. Can we do that?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a game I
There's
play
no
with
pinatas,
all my
right?
guests.
Okay.
There's
My
no
top on.
pinatas yet. You can definitely keep your top on. Or
No, please take it
I
off.
want to keep my top on.
Take it off.
do whatever
Jamie,
you want.
settle
I'm,
down.
I'm wearing slippers.
It's hot.
Actually,
Socks.
Nora, get some slippers and some
Shoe
feet.
cam.
I have my daughter's socks
Chicken.
on.
But seriously, look at these slippers. I'm
Whoa.
sorry,
Those are
but these
fabulous.
are exciting.
They are
I
fun.
like the strap.
Okay, isn't the strap make it very like funky? Okay, we're gonna play delight or just all right.
We're ready.
Wondering
We're
if
ready.
it's a delight or just all right.
Try not
Okay.
to cheat and look
So
under
here
paper.
we go. Yes, don't look at. Well,
I don't
that's
wanna
okay.
cheat.
Because actually, I might. So I'm gonna give you guys these paddles. You
Yes.
can decide
This
if
is
you can
fun.
decide if things.
Who
are
is
right.
this?
This is what
A
Jamie
delight
thought
or
about
just
our
all right?
book before, and then what she thought about our book after.
That's exactly it. But who is
Okay,
this? Who's this
let me open this
child?
up. That's just a child who's wondering,
From the internet.
who's unsure. Do you know what I mean?
His name is Getty.
His name is I didn't pay for him officially.
His name is We Don't Have the Rights.
His name is I photoshopped out the watermark. Okay, so these are just, oh my fucking God, I just lost again. These are just, random things, and you just kind of first top of mind, is it a delight or is it just all right?
All right.
The Oscars.
Do we get to look at ourselves?
The Oscars. Delight or just all right? Just top of mind, whatever you think. The Oscars. What do we got? Just all right, right? Fuck the Oscars. I mean, Whitney Houston getting inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Look at a delight.
Such a delight. You know what's not a goddamn delight? Pat
Benatar
Benatar
Not getting in.
Boo.
Yes.
Shaka Khan.
Agree.
Not
getting in.
Come on.
It.
Fucked up.
I feel for her.
Can we
The
swear?
world
We
is a
can swear,
dumpster
right?
fire.
Yeah.
Area rugs. Just area
Oh,
rugs.
Interesting.
delight.
Oh!
Delight.
Delight.
I do too. What about Gigi Hadid possibly
No.
being a juror on the Harvey Weinstein case?
Oh, wait, what?
She might be a juror. She's in talk. She's gone
She
in a
can't,
couple of
though.
days. She said she would be unbiased.
Yeah, but no, they
Well-
won't. They could never
Does she even know what that
According
word
to the
means?
New York Post, she probably
But there's
doesn't.
no way she doesn't have a connection to somebody who was harassed.
She
What's going on with your accent?
She said that she does.
I don't know. Do I
Just
have an
that she
accent?
can be unbiased.
Do I have an accent?
All of a sudden. Yeah,
I
sorry.
think
Wait,
fuck
we're
her.
going off
She's
the
just a
rails.
delight. Well, I'm about to go off the rails because I usually don't get this polarizing and it's supposed to be lighthearted, but I'm fired up from the debate.
I'm
So
making this
Bernie
face.
Sanders. Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
There's the accent.
Fuck Bernie Sanders. I don't know anyone in this.
War in
apartment
2020.
feels.
Let's do this.
Bernie fucking Sanders, who said there. Listen, guys, I could go on and on
I
about
know.
all the terrible things about Bernie, and I will. But he said a woman couldn't. This whole thing about the woman can't win the election, and then Elizabeth Warren was like, "Yeah, I said it," and Bernie was like, "I did not, guys. Okay, I won't. I'll stop.
And he
I don't want to polarize. This is not a political show, but isn't it
Now
in
it
2020?
is.
Okay, museums. On a different note, museums
Oh, that's
generally. Oh.
I know.
I don't know what button
I'm
it is.
gonna go just all right. I also.
I'm not into it.
I don't love
I
museums.
wish I was. I'm
Me too.
not.
Same.
I
wish
try.
I was like just
I'm
cultured enough to
not.
like a museum.
No, I'm
It's
not
okay.
cultured.
Timbaland losing 130 pounds after beating his painkiller addiction.
Just
all right. Jamie does not root for Timbaland.
I mean,
Jamie
good
does
for
not
good
root
He
for
shook
him.
off a painkiller addiction,
Good.
Jamie.
I'm sorry,
Give him
Timbaland. I
delight.
don't know.
Then you're really going to not like the next one, which is the Museum of Timberland getting off of his pain addiction.
Of all the pills he took.
Yes.
Oh wait, scooch over,
Wild
Jamie.
pills.
We're losing you. Or else just
Okay,
scooch back in. Okay,
I'm
great.
sorry. I just
Just a
get
couple more.
cuddled
Needlepoint. Just general. This one's a penguin wearing a hat. But
There we go. There's a consensus.
I feel bad because my sister loves needlepoint, and I enjoy that she does needlepoint for me, but I don't want to do it. Do you know what I mean?
I got into it when I was like 8.
I like hook rugs.
Hook rugs are nice. You can make an area rug. And finally, Britney Spears. In general, Britney Spears. Oh, see,
She
I
makes
root
me
for Britney.
sad. I don't have an option for
Okay,
that.
you're just right here.
I'm just so
Wow,
sad.
this is a very polarizing edition.
Womp.
I root for Britney. All right, you guys. Tell them every place on the interwebs they can stalk
Okay.
you.
Okay. Ovariestalk.com.
Love it.
Ovaries_talk.
On Instagram.
Great.
Ovaries Talk on Twitter.
Also,
If these
just-
ovaries could talk on Facebook.
Facebook.
if these ovaries could talk on any podcast platform, I imagine.
Sure,
Yes,
all of the
all of
platforms.
them. All
Just
of
by
them were
Googling,
there.
finding your website.
And
I
there's
feel like that's it.
plenty
You
of
can find some
episodes.
bios about them if you Google them. You can probably find out. I had to do some
By the way-
digging to figure out Robin's episode of
I
Celebrity.
wish that you had found, because it was worse, Monsters Inside Me. Because for that, they took my hair and they pinned it underneath. And in all the shots, you can see my hair in the pins. I don't know
Was
what
it
it
supposed
must
to be like that?
She kept saying, your hair's too thick. This
Monsters
woman's hair's
underneath?
thin. Yeah.
Monster Inside Me. It's like
Do you have
medical
thick hair?
condition stuff,
Oh.
right?
I mean, yeah. I guess no. I don't.
Well, everyone
Again,
find
we're off
Robin's
the rails.
episode of Monster Inside Me.
It's
and
really
wait, that
bad.
made me. Oh. Okay, so follow them on everything, listen to everything, and we're gonna wrap it up. But I plan on always playing this clip, and I always forget.
Oh.
This is just no. You can keep doing that.
Okay.
This is my favorite meme of all time.
And there we go, guys. It's time for me to get in bed. This has been fun.
To get what?
It's time for me to get in bed. I don't know. It makes me laugh so hard. All right, you guys here. DJ Doug and Demon, come lay on my dirty tissues while I get ready. You guys, thanks so much. guys.
Cool, it's fine.
I'm going to just get ready for that, and we will see you next week. Melvin Taylor will be here, and it's going to be exciting. So we'll see you at that juncture. My voice is gone. Take your medicine.
I love that
Good
cut.
night.
There you go.
That is
It's a Garfield and a Steelers fan.
that's like from my childhood.